Hello, Anicod here, and today I'm teaching you everything you need to know about fishing in Rust. Remember to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm, and if you want to learn more about Rust, hit the subscribe button for more videos. Well, just like IRL, yeah, I said IRL, by the laws of the internet that means I'm a cool kid now, fishing can be something different to take your mind away from all the drama in Rust. You can catch fish, lots of different fish in lots of different places, like rivers, oceans, well, that's it actually, just those two places. But the best thing about fishing is the scrap you get from it. You can sell each fish you catch at the fishing village and make thousands of scrap in very little time, but we're going to cover this a little bit later on. Well, all you need at this moment in time is a fishing rod and bait, that's it. The fishing rod costs 80 scrap from the fishing village, which in my opinion is an absolute rip-off. You don't even need a blueprint to craft one of these fishing rods, just one rope and a few hundred wood, so it's always better to craft than buy. If you really are super poor and you can't even afford a bit of wood, then on some servers you can do mini missions in the fishing village for the NPCs. All I had to do here is go and get a tackle box for one of the NPCs and they gave me a fishing rod. Easy. As mentioned, you'll also need some bait, but this is really easy to get and won't cost you a penny. You can buy it from the fishing village with some scrap, but again it's really not worth it. The easiest and cheapest way is just to pick up food along riverbanks such as pumpkins. And now when you pick up a pumpkin and most other plants, you'll naturally pick up some worms or grubs from time to time, and these are what you use for bait. Well, this is easy. Get your rod in your hand, drag some bait onto it, and there you go. You can put a total of 20 bait on your rod and it'll use one bait for every cast, so you don't have to keep dragging bait onto your rod every 2 seconds, which would be quite annoying. Once you've done this, find a body of water and stand near the edge. This is important because if you stand too far back, the line will snap if you reel in over solid ground or foundations. Hold the right mouse clicker and you'll see where your float will land in the water. When the float turns blue, let it fly and you'll cast into that spot. Now it's just a waiting game. In Rust you'll never have to wait long, it's usually only about 10 seconds, and after this time your float should go under. This is when you need to start reeling in with your left mouse key. There's a few tips here to keep in mind. Keep looking at the float as if it moves through the water or your line will snap. You can also use the A and D keys to move your rod left and right if you find this easier. You do need to listen out for a line stretching sound that sounds a little like this. If you hear this, stop reeling in, and when the sound goes away, you can start reeling in again. If you carry on reeling through the sound, guess what? Your line will snap. All you have to do is keep doing that until you drag in whatever you've caught. Rinse and repeat. It's that simple. Well, you can catch lots of stuff from bottles to tarp and lots of other things, but what you're looking for is fish, obviously. You can get herring, anchovies, yellow perch, catfish, salmon, sardines. The best things by far are the orange roughy and the small sharks. These can be found in the ocean, but you can't catch them from the beach. You need to be in deeper water. So get a boat and get yourself out. My favourite place to fish by far, especially for these two species, is the underwater lab. It's relatively safe apart from a few scientists. There's a perfectly sized body of water at the lowest point where you can normally swim up, and you should be out the way from all the gunshots and all the fresh spawns with spears. You don't have to use worms and grubs. You can use most food products as bait. If you have any small fish, you can gut them and you'll get some more bait right there. Don't gut sharks or orange roughies though, because you can get a high scrap value from these two. Well, there's an option to gut the fish for food or bait, etc. In the rare fishers, there's also a chance of some decent loot, such as key cards. I would always recommend selling the rare species for scrap. To do this, take the fish to the fishing village and you'll find a vending machine. Simply exchange the fish for scrap. Job done. The fishing village is still quite underrated in my opinion. It's a protected safe zone, so if you go in there causing trouble, you'll get sprayed like a bad stain. You can find NPCs to do quests for that'll give you free stuff. You can even buy boats and submarines. Yeah, submarines with torpedoes. Go and have a look. It's a decent place to visit, especially if you're passing by. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. You can find me on the usual social media sites. All the links for these are in the description. Really appreciate, and a big shout out to my patrons, which is on the screen now. If you do want to be a patron, you do get some perks, and the link for that is also in the description. If you've made it this far, let me know you're a legend in the comments down below, and I'll give you an Anicod heart. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.